The news on NBC 6 starts now.
Fort Lauderdale has become the first city in Broward to tackle a new state law that will go in effect in October, prohibiting homeless people from sleeping in public.
Now the city is looking for ways to comply with the law. NBC 6's Ari Oster is joining us live from Fort Lauderdale with what the city is doing and how they're brainstorming to follow this new law. Ari.
Well, Juwan, we're at Esplanade Park in downtown Fort Lauderdale, right across the street from the Science Museum. This is one of many areas in this city where you can pretty much always spot a homeless person. And now that the state's so-called anti-camping law is going into effect on October 1st, the city is taking steps to not only comply with that law, but to go a step further to try to move, it says, homeless people off the streets and into shelters.
We're going to do it, right, Bubba?
Fort Lauderdale already has outreach teams trying to help the more than 700 unhoused people currently on the streets of the city.
The recent point-in-time count shows that our city has about 50% of the homeless in the county.
We're losing our parks.
At Tuesday night's city commission meeting, a homeowner complained about homeless people spending nights in his neighborhood park and scaring residents away.
I know Hardy Park, that they do not come down there in the morning, families, because they're too afraid of what they're going to find at the playground.
So with a new state law about to take effect, the city took action. Even though Mayor Dean Trantalis opposed the law when it first passed the legislature.
We cannot continue to sit here and wring our hands and say, woe is me, I don't know the answer, let's kick the can down the road. We can't kick the can anymore.
The state law bans overnight camping on public property. The city passed an ordinance which bans it 24/7. Steve Glassman is Fort Lauderdale's vice mayor.
Your ordinance is tougher than the state law?
Correct.
And what's the reason for that?
Well, the reason is it's difficult just to worry about nighttime, and for the quality of life for our citizens and for our neighborhoods, we felt that it was much better to make it just all day and to protect those public lands, those public spaces. The city of Fort Lauderdale has always tried every compassionate measure that you could possibly think of, but now we just need more tools in the toolbox, and this is that.
The city and county collaborate on running the Homeless Assistance Center, and right next door, the city opened 7 on 7th, which offers living space and social services to help homeless people get back into society.
And that's really what this is all about. It's not just finding that shelter bed, that place to stay, to hang your hat, but also getting the services that you need to help you deal with your issues.
So critics back in February, when the law was passed, including Mayor Trantalis, said it just criminalizes homelessness and would result in the jail being flooded with homeless people who are then released right back out onto the streets of Fort Lauderdale. City officials here say they need more help from the state and from the county to provide more services for the homeless population. We're live in Fort Lauderdale. Ari Oster, NBC 6 News.
Ari, thanks for that.